Friday morning. It's the McCollum on business. I almost did it again, folks. Hey, it's Friday. We made it through the shortened week. Hopefully, you had one as well, as of course, Monday was the Memorial Day holiday. I'm Stephen McCollum here at McCollum on Business, and for the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to get you updated on what's happening around the business world. And rumor has it, we have a framework in place for a ceasefire in the Middle East. President has not signed it yet. They need a lot of optimism around the markets as well. We'll get into the market watch, stocks we're paying attention to, and also national and local stories that you need to know going into this weekend. And folks, let's not delay it at all. Let's get into it with that market watch. Here on this Friday, well, good day here for the most part here this morning. Now, a lot of things, as I said, the ceasefires kind of taking over yesterday afternoon, kind of took over the markets and stuff. We're just apparently waiting for the president to sign off on it, and that's the rumors out there at least. But today, the Dow Jones, well, it's up that 161 points to 50,854. The S&P 500's up 25 points to 7597. Oh, the NASDAQ also up 173 points today, 27,090 for the NASDAQ. And then the small cap index, the Russell 2K, it's down 10 points here, 2922 for the small cap index here as well. So everything is just slightly up in terms of their perspectives here and everything, but some indexes are closing up big on the month. This is the last trading day here of May. Monday, when we come back, will be the first day of June, and usually end of the months means sell-off city here as people get their tax in orders, redo their portfolios and things. Well, the NASDAQ right now, it's looking like it's going to close out the month around 8% up here for the month as well. So it's been an up and down month. There's no doubt about it, but that is where we're looking at here on the last trading day. Stocks that we're paying attention to right now, Dell Technologies. We looked at them yesterday. They got that $9.7 billion software deal with the Pentagon. Well, look at this. They're up another 32% here today as well for Dell Technologies. After they rose their full-year guidance overnight, Dell sees $17.90 in adjusted earnings per share. They say they're going to get between $165 and $169 billion in revenue as well. Well, the analysts' expectations on the adjusted earnings per share, they're seeing their guidance is $17.90. Well, the expectation is only $13.09, blowing those numbers out of the water. Their revenue, expected revenue, and guidance revenue at least is $165 to $169 billion. Well, estimates out there were $142.5 billion in revenue. Dell blowing away the estimated numbers out there, and they're up 32.85% today after having a big update yesterday as well with the announcement of that $9.7 billion deal. I believe it was with the Pentagon yesterday, which also means other computer stocks are having a day as well. Hewlett-Packard Enterprises is the next stock we're going to look at out there. And they're up 11.70% right now. So other companies involved in computer hardware and services, they're up today, all because of the Dell's earnings, Dell's future guidance as well, kind of lifting up this whole sector. So Hewlett-Packard benefiting from Dell's reporting, up that 11.57%. Supermicro Computers, the next one we're going to look at as well. They're up 15.45% for Supermicro Computer. We don't have the graph for it, but the regular HP stock, well, it's up about 7% today as well. So a lot of companies benefiting in that industry from what Dell reported yesterday and this morning, and what their stock is doing definitely today as well. When we come back later on in the show and look at stocks, we're going to look at some retail stocks, specifically clothing. American Eagle Outfitters and Gap are two stocks we're going to look at. And then we're going to look at space stocks. You saw the video yesterday of that Blue Origin rocket exploding. Well, we're going to look into some other rocket companies and see what they're doing today after that explosion on the, I'll call it the tarmac there, the pad there before it took off yesterday. So we'll look into that as well. But first, we got some national stories we got to give you a heads up on. going into this weekend. The U.S. trade deficit in terms of goods, it actually contracted in April. It's a surge of exports, more than the tons more exports than imports last month. Let's put it that way. It's a trend that, if it does continue, could see trade contributing to an economic growth coming up here in the second quarter. The goods trade gap narrowed 3.4%. It's at $82.4 billion last month. Well, the Commerce Department gives us this information in their Census Bureau. They announced this all this morning. Economists polled by Reuters, they had forecast the goods trade deficit at $86.5 billion dollars, and it's you know narrowed down to that 82.4 billion last month. So, believe it or not, this is improvement here coming up. Goods exports increased $8.5 billion dollars, so it's a total here of 219.7 billion. Imports of goods did rise $5.6 billion dollars. It's up to $302.1 billion dollars as well. The trade deficit subtracted 1.25 percentage points from gross domestic product in the first quarter. The economy grew at a 1.6% annualized rate last quarter. That's after expanding at a 0.5% pace in October through December quarter as well. So we're seeing some contraction here. Imports coming in, and our exports are basically catching up to the imports. That's a Exports are basically increasing here, folks, going forward. So we're seeing some turning points there. And now let's say go to company stuff out there. And, we're all looking for deals when it comes to the gas and filling up your vehicle out there. And one place I know you guys are finding it because of this reporting, a lot of you are going to Costco to get your gas as well. Their fiscal third quarter earnings report, well, overall, if you drill down into it, it shows consumers went to them for their savings on gas that you can get. In the company's earning call, the Costco CEO came out and said the war in the Middle East has had a significant impact on their product supply and gas prices. So that all results in Costco, because they tend to be cheaper than everybody else still. They had record-breaking sales volumes during the last 5 weeks of the first quarter, of the quarter that they're in. Costco entices customers to its store and gas pumps with the lower prices for its members. Consumers who did pump gas at Costco, well, they also tend to spend more inside the store at the same time that they're getting the gas. In the fiscal third quarter, the wholesale retailer, Costco, it reported revenue increased nearly 12% to $70.53 billion dollars. That's more than the $69.62 billion dollars that was expected by the analysts out there. Adjusted earnings per share of Costco was $4.93. That beat estimates as well of $4.91 that was expected from the analyst. Same store sales of Costco grew 9.8%, 9.4% growth in the U.S., 10.7% growth in Canada, 11.2% in other international markets. All beat the estimated range that was expected by Wall Street out there. But we know where everybody's getting their gas at. And it's Costco, folks. And I know that's going that route for other supplies as well, with how inflation's going up in other places from that. So everybody's looking for those deals out there. I drove by a Costco the other day. That gas line was long. If you're waiting 45 minutes to an hour, are you really saving money? I guess is the question that I would have there. And I know a lot of people say yes, because y'all do it out there, right? Well, this is an interesting trend here. We know everybody else is doing it. We knew they've talked about doing it in the past and everything. I just don't know how many people are going to get on board with this. Like, for instance, for the main event account, I pay for X premium on that. And that's just so I could do some longer format stuff that you need to pay for to get it out there for the main events social media pages for sports stuff. But I'm just not a big fan of paying for other social media companies out there. And we'll find out how well this works, because Meta is officially rolling out paid subscription plans, not just for Facebook, but Instagram and WhatsApp as well. They're expanding their premium features and artificial intelligence offerings across all of their platforms. They announced this in a rollout in a video posted yesterday, and it describes the subscriptions as part of a broader effort to offer enhanced tools across their apps and their AI products. Meta said Instagram Plus and Facebook Plus, well, they're going to cost $3.99 per month. WhatsApp Plus will cost $2.99 per month for that one. They are planning some bundles, but not at this initial stage here. And it's limited markets that they're rolling it out into right now as well. They're going to roll out globally in the coming weeks, but still limited to certain areas, and not going to be fully out there for a lot of areas as they will do it slowly. The subscriptions include platform-specific features that are focused on customization, messaging, and even audience engagement. For instance, Instagram Plus subscribers, you'll gain access to expanded story controls, audience insights, profile customization options, and then additional profile pins you pay for. Facebook Plus users, if you're interested in paying for that, you'll receive enhanced story features, animated reactions, and profile personalization tools. For those of you with WhatsApp, which is just where you talk to your friends on that, well, it's going to include premium stickers, app themes, and custom ringtones and expanded pin chat capabilities. Is that enough for you to buy it for $2.99 a month is the question. Meta is also expanding subscription offerings tied to artificial intelligence tools. They're calling this a Meta One umbrella Meta One is what they're calling it. It's a big umbrella for a lot of this stuff. Meta said it plans to test AI-focused subscription tiers priced at $7.99 per month, and then $19.99 per month, as well as another one that will provide expanded access to more computer-intensive AI features, including advanced reasoning capabilities and even additional image and video generation tools. The company is preparing subscription plans for businesses and creators that'll be coming as well. Those are going to include enhanced profile visibility, audience insights, collaboration tools, clickable links on Instagram posts, Reels also. That's going to also have account support features for people that try to make money doing that stuff out there. And I don't know. I think it's ridiculous, but I know people will pay for it. It just isn't worth it to do it on how you use those services out there as well. And we'll stay on the internet companies and Alphabet, right? Parent company of Google. Well, they own YouTube as well, so parent company of YouTube. But we're going to talk specifically about YouTube here, and they're updating its policies. Well, they want to more clearly identify when a realistic streaming video was made using artificial intelligence. A lot of stuff looks real out there nowadays. The change comes as social media platforms are flooded with AI-generated videos, images, even music is unbelievably. We know Spotify made some changes, but about a month ago to try to identify artificial intelligence music out there. YouTube came out this week and said it will more prominently feature an existing label on videos that does disclose if they have been altered or generated with artificial intelligence. For long-form videos, though, the label will appear directly below the player, right above a video's description. For shorter content, the disclosure will appear as an overlay throughout the whole video. YouTube already requires creators to disclose their use of AI for realistic content. The platform is also adding tools to automatically identify and label the AI material as it's uploaded. YouTube says it's making the changes to balance transparency with creator control. Well, that the disclosure label alone will not affect how a video is recommended or whether it can even be monetized. It's just informing the public that it's AI generated if it in fact is out there. So a lot of these companies kind of combating the AI generation right now of what's real, what's not. I see some videos where I watch them and I go, is that AI? That can't be real. There's no way that cat dances like that in real life, right? Folks, we'll be back here. Come on back with us. We'll be right back with McCollum on Business. Sorry, sometimes I make myself chuckle. We'll come back. Local stories coming up. The largest data center project that was scheduled in Arizona. Well, you can rise up a little bit and get some changes. We'll tell you about that coming up. We'll look, of course, at stocks that we're paying attention to. Space stocks, a couple retail stocks, American Eagle Outfitters, Outfitters, and Gap as well. Come on back, folks. Let's have some fun. And Coke fans, they're getting into their World Cup spirit as well. We'll tell you about that to wrap up the show. So come on back. McCollum on Business, Friday edition. Here in McCollum on Business. Of course, I'm Stephen McCollum here on this Friday edition. Appreciate you joining us this week, whether it be live on TME Media AZ on YouTube or catching us on demand at YouTube or, of course, on Rumble, rumble.com/user/TME Media, where you can find all of our programming on demand as well. Out there, as soon as we're done here, we roll into the main event here on this Friday. Me and 17-year veteran Dale Hellestray will get you updated on the sports world, get you ready for the weekend as well. And Bruce Cooper is scheduled to come back in and join us here today after a few weeks of rest and relaxation for him. There as well will be in about 9 o'clock here today as well coming up. As soon as we're done with that, live, of course, on TME Media AZ on YouTube is where you can find us from 8 to 10 as well. Then everything goes on demand. Everything is on YouTube. Everything, well, except for the Real Matrix, and then everything's on the Rumble page as well. You're going to want to follow TME Media AZ on X as well. That's our company here that does all of our productions. That'll give you updates on shows coming up, the other things we're working on. Like we do other shows that we produce here, and we send it off, and other entities put them out there. So we do a lot of that around here. Kind of TME Media AZ kind of tells you what we do. It's a good time to be here as well. All the growth is due to you guys here paying attention and sharing us with your friends out there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're not a YouTube fan and you're more of a Rumble fan, check us out over there. And the pit stop's up on demand right now as well. It's been up since Wednesday. We go into the racing weekend. Nashville Super Speedway for the NASCAR boys. Truck O'Reilly, and of course the Cup Series. IndyCar goes to the streets of Detroit this Sunday as well. Pit Stop is up right now, also on demand on the YouTube channel and over on Rumble. Then, of course, today at noon, yes, on Rumble and on the free podcast systems at noon today, just search the Angry Patriot, or search the Real Matrix, search the Real Matrix Angry Patriot, some combination of that. Right, comes up on your favorite podcast system out there, The Real Matrix Today. It starts a series here of the Charlie Kirk conversations from the fallout of course, his, I guess, murder earlier this year out there, or end of last year. Time flies, right? The time framing on that. Starts a series of coverage on that here, The Angry Patriot. Comes out at noon here on Rumble, rumble.com/user/TME Media. And don't forget, everything that comes up when you go to that main page on Rumble, it's just how they set up their page. All of the videos that we upload go to that main page there. Right underneath, right above the videos, you'll see some menu options. Live, for instance, it's one will say channel. Click on channel, and you can click on which channel you want to look at, which show, presentation. Boom, it's right there for you as well. And you want to subscribe to that. You also want to subscribe to the YouTube page because we have some other promotion stuff coming up, other side stuff, things working out. We've done some testing already on it, and we're just trying to work out some bugs. We'll be throwing up some short form shows out there, like a movie review or, a streaming review type show. Kind of playing with that right now to get kind of a format we want. It's going to be a short show. That's why we're going to throw it up directly. Maybe we'll do some live stuff there as well, but we'll throw it up directly, at least on demand there on those pages. So you want to follow them coming up as well, folks, out there. And hey, it's Friday, the end of the week. Markets look like they're going to close up this week, including the NASDAQ. It looks like at least now is trending to 8% up for the week. Let's get you updated for the last time here on this Friday with the Market Watch. Stocks are slightly higher today in terms of what they are looking at, except for the Russell 2K and then Bitcoin as well. But, it's just there. End of the months tend to be tough. People sell off. These big conglomerates do sell off stocks here today, kind of for tax reasons to balance their books out there. Well, at least the Dow Jones is up here 184 points right now. The S&P 500 is up 14 as we're talking. Told you NASDAQ's on pace right now to close out the month up 8%. They're up 68% right now for the NASDAQ. Russell 2K, though, is down today, 28 points as we're about, an hour into trading day. And then Bitcoin down 72,666 for Bitcoin. It's gone down here over the last week, down to the 72,000 level. We'll see if it continues here over the weekend, goes up, or Kind of does what it's been trending to, going down here over this weekend as well. Stocks we're paying attention to right now. We're going to look at a couple retail stocks. American Eagle Outfitters is the first one we're going to look at. They're down big, 14.01% for them. Their sales at the company's American Eagle banner stores fell 2% in the first quarter. Analysts were looking for 3.1% growth. So basically a 5.1% decrease here from those expectation levels for American Eagle and their banner stores out there as well. Guidance for the second quarter came in disappointing as well. The company called for operating income of $45 to $50 million. The consensus estimate was 65.3 million. Didn't just come in disappointingly. It came in really, really low for American Eagle Outfitters. They're down 13.78% based off of this reporting here today. And then we're going to look at the gap as well here today. And folks, you're just not shopping at these stores enough. 16.88% down for Gap here today as well. They cut its sales outlook for the whole year. They're expecting company-wide sales to grow between 1 and 2%. Before they had said 2 to 3% growth is what they were looking at. Gap's first quarter revenue was $3.50 billion. It fell short of the $3.52 billion that analysts expected, but its adjusted earnings of 38 cents per share, that beat estimates of 37 cents per share. So 1 penny growth there. Overall, disappointing results here by two clothing retailers out there, American Eagle and now Gap, here on this Friday. And then we're going to look at some space stocks here. We're going to look at one. We're going to give you the graph for AST Space Mobile out there. These stocks are being looked at here today. That's down 18.40%, as you can see. But everybody's looking at these stocks because that Blue Origin rocket exploded on the launch pad yesterday during that ground test. Yeah, I didn't even expect it to go anywhere. Just testing it out, and it was a pretty big explosion out there. That happened over in Cape Canaveral, Florida. If you didn't see the video, it's pretty spectacular. But obviously, that explosion is sending shares of space companies lower today. AST Space Mobile is a big one. They're down 8.36%. They're down big because they actually have a partnership with Blue Origin as well. And they're down the most. EchoStar, which we don't have graphs on these two, I'll just tell you, EchoStar right now is down about 4.5%. Rocket Lab, they're down about 5.5% today as well. But I wanted to show you the AST Space Mobile one because of that partnership they have with Blue Origin that, of course, had an issue yesterday. Elon Musk, after it exploded, it's not his company, right? After it exploded, he went out on X and he retweeted the explosion video and he said, "Rockets are hard." Hey, SpaceX has had his own explosion problems over the years as well. So it's not like he's, immune to it either going into this. But competition does make me laugh a little bit when you do that stuff out there. And hey, let's get into some local stories here and what's happening around the state. The largest data center project that was being proposed in Arizona, it's now going to be reduced. And it's going to be reduced by a large amount, about 80% reduction here in order to be built. Wave of opposition from Pinal County residents in these meetings that they've had about it. This is the site is called Vermalands La Osa. We try it again. Vermalands La Osa Data Center and Energy Campus. It's going to be down there by Eloy. It's still going to be there. It's just 80% reduction. It would have covered 3,300 acres. It would have included 59 data centers in its park, 2 on-site natural gas facilities, and even a utility-scale battery energy storage system. Now, the public hearing was well attended by citizens, a lot of them opponents of this as well. Now, all of this public hearing was all about the application to rezone and begin the site planning on the Pinal County land out there for this company. Well, the attorney for La Osa, they said the owner wanted me to come here today and let you all know that he wants to make this project smaller. Yeah, he made that decision himself, right? The lawyer did ask for a continuance on the request so that the developer can submit more specific details of shrinking that site. According to everyone, the project will be reduced to 11 data centers, limited to 1 gigabyte of energy demand. So, if you don't know what 1 gigabyte is, it's equal to about 1 million kilowatts. So, if you don't know what that equates to, we go to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. The average U.S. household uses a little over 10,000 kilowatts in an entire year. So 1 gigawatt of energy demand is about the draw of about 750 to 1 million homes, 750,000, excuse me, to 1 million homes in the area. The Pinal County Board of Supervisors heard about 60 comments. They fielded 50 emails as well, of course, all in opposition to the project. And so that big project down in Eloy, shrinking about 80% is what we're hearing here from at least the company's side out there. We saw Chandler rebuff a data center. Now Eloy's rebuffing it. We saw Chandler rebuff it as well. Your opposition to data centers goes a long way, folks, and they do listen. At least Chandler in Southern Arizona, they do. Mesa, they don't. They just build them regardless, right? Hey, the Goldwater Institute, well, they have no quit in them out there, folks. They were told no by a trial judge, and now they're trying to convince an Arizona Court of Appeals that it's illegal for the state to give tax credits to companies that make their movies, TV shows, or even commercials here in Arizona. Yes, the Goldwater Institute made another court filing, and their attorney said it's clear that what are billed as incentives to the film industry to do business in Arizona, but they're a little more than a giveaway of state tax dollars. Remember, the Goldwater Institute went through the federal side of it, and that judge said, "No, you guys aren't correct on this," and they were rebuffed at that point. Well, they're trying this new angle now as well. The Goldwater Institute said the program that was approved by lawmakers back in 2022 allows the Arizona Commerce Authority to not just forgive taxes that are owed to the state, but actually can result in the state writing out a check to any company that's accumulated credits exceeding what they owe the state. And that's they can cut a check up to $35 million dollars to any one company and $125 million dollars a year for all that qualify for those rebates. So the Goldwater Institute is telling the Arizona Court of Appeals this runs afoul of the state constitution. Well, Maricopa County Superior Court judge last year, I think it was, end of the year, they actually said that isn't the correct conclusion the Goldwater has. So they're now asking the state appeals court as well. So it kind of comes around, you know. So if you owe, let's say, $5,000 in taxes, but your credit is $1,000, just to keep math simple. Well, then you just owe $4,000. They're not actually cutting checks unless it's a huge thing. And let's say they owe $10,000 in taxes, but they qualify for taxes of, let's say, 20,000. Well, you can get a check back in those instances there. So the larger federal judges said, no, Goldwater Institute, you're incorrect. So they're trying another route here with the same argument, by the way, going forward from the Goldwater Institute. So they're trying to get this nullified out there. And one thing they're upset about is that this was passed in 2022 when there's a lot of TV, movies, and we do have a robust film commercial area of filming here in Arizona. And they said it wasn't necessary because we were already getting a lot of that business at the time. So Goldwater Institute continuing that fight out there. And folks, World Cup, we know maybe we'll see more of this coming up, but Coca-Cola's now getting into that 2026 FIFA World Cup theme and spirit. They're offering several themed products, and now fans across the country are noticing soccer ball shaped bottles. They're appearing specifically at Walmart officially now. The viral limited edition bottles, well, they reportedly hold 13.5 fluid ounces of regular Coca Cola. They feature, of course, patriotic red, white, and blue graphics inspired by the tournament coming up. It's going to be hosted, as you know, United States, Canada, Mexico. Social media posts showing the bottles stacked in a World Cup themed displays. They've quickly gained traction online as collectors and soccer fans race to find them at select Walmart locations. So, not every Walmart actually has them in stock yet. They are limited supply. And interesting enough, Coca Cola nor Walmart have actually announced this promotion yet. It seems like they're being rolled out as kind of like a freebie thing before they do their announcements out there. So I think those are kind of cool, actually. I don't know. I'd probably buy one and then just not drink it, just keep it. Feel like in a sports side of things with that soccer ball out there. But there you go, folks. Another World Cup themed thing out there. And if you see them in a Walmart, definitely hit me up and let me know that it's out there as well. I'd appreciate it. Might have to peruse a Walmart this weekend and see if it's out in my area as well. And I can't thank you enough for joining us here on. Excuse me, I got the hiccups all of a sudden on this Friday. Have a great weekend out there. I know today's supposed to be cool here in the Phoenix area where we record this. Hopefully, it's a warm or decent weekend for those of you that catch us in Illinois, California, Vegas, or excuse me, Nevada, Texas. All of you that watch us out there, we can't thank you enough for that. And share us with your friends. Don't forget, subscribe to the YouTube page, DME Media AZ. Catch the Real Matrix later on Rumble. Catch all of our programming on Rumble if you prefer that site. Then, of course, catch the Pit Stop as well out right now for the week there on YouTube as well and Rumble. So, folks, we'll see you on Monday morning at 7 a.m. Everybody have a great weekend. Share us with your friends. Let's get into the main event coming up here live on YouTube, TME Media, here at 8 o'clock. Come on back.